Why has Japan been so insistent on the Games going ahead?
Well, if you take a step back, Haslinda, the 1964 Tokyo Olympics were an enormous milestone for the country. It kind of represented Japan coming back onto the world stage after World War II. And in the same way, the 2020 Olympics were really supposed to be a statement that Japan was back. The years of deflation, the lost decades, the economic stagnation. Selena was just talking about China trying to use build soft power surrounding its response to the virus. Well, in the same way, the Abe administration was hoping to use hosting the Olympics this summer as a soft power moment to really kind of put Japan's stamp back on the world. And so they've been very, very, set on holding it on time. Prime Minister Abe had kind of even aligned economic policy over the years towards hosting the Olympics this summer, had introduced sales tax increases in the run-up, betting on a big boom in the summer of 2020 to help the economy come back. We just saw the economy shrink last quarter, for example. So in economic terms, in soft policy terms, in all of these respects, Japan really wanted to host the Olympics on time in July, but that's just become no longer tenable.
And Chris, today the big news was from Canada saying that they will actually not send their athletes if the Tokyo Games is not postponed. So if we see more countries kind of do the same, is that basically going to pressure Japan to the inevitable to actually postpone the Games?
That does seem to be the case, and we saw some of the U.S. Sporting organizations in recent days make the same call for a postponement, U.S. swimming and U.S. track and field. At the end of the day, if there are no athletes, you can't really have a Games. And with Prime Minister Abe this morning saying that he's putting a 14-day mandatory quarantine on arrivals from the United States, you just look at the transport situation and it just becomes impossible to conceive that in a few months we're going to be back to normal and the Olympics can be hosted on time. So the question then becomes how long a delay is there? Would it be a year, 2 years? Would Abe still be able to host this? What are the costs going to be? What are the economic costs going to be for the economy? Analysts saying that Japan is at risk of shrinking in terms of GDP every single quarter this year if the Olympics doesn't go ahead. So then the next questions become, what kind of economic responses does the administration come up with to try to curtail the negative effect of a postponement?